Push, push, push. Push.
That's as good as we're getting, it looks like.
There it is. Okay. Now I get the notification. After I finally found
silence that or something.
it. And you're pulling it up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sending the link.
If it'll fucking load. The Wi-Fi is so goddamn weak. Let me try this. X out and bring it back up. Is that you or is there someone else? Nope, it wasn't you. They just left.
No, I was going to say, it's not me. I'm sending out the link.
Huh. The first couple minutes are going to be super boring for anyone watching this back.
I know. I feel bad.
I apologize.
We're
JPC,
trying.
he's always the one that watches it after the fact.
We're trying, I promise.
Alright, view channel. Live. I hate that we have to do this portrait mode bullshit.
Me too.
Okay. Mute. Live chat. Test. Boom. I still don't know why it does that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's me. Get some people up in here. We got somebody in here. Get in the comments, in the chat box. Let us know who you are.
I think that's everybody that I've got.
Alrighty. First one to sound off in the chat will get a special something.
A special something.
A special something.
How would Eddie say that?
A special something. Holy shit.
Holy that was quick.
It was. Whoop whoop. Welcome back to LHRPG, motherfucker. I am the world's okayest GM, Lil Nitro. Sitting next to me is the world's shittiest sister, Jayde.
Aw, thanks.
Who that? Who that?
Headshot, boo.
Hello, Headshot. Said hi. Whoop whoop. That's you.
It is.
2 scoops of whoop.
Do you see what my name on Reddit is?
I didn't get to set mine. It set it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I set mine. I've got that up there, and then.
See, I couldn't. I got to figure out how to edit mine because it assigned me one, and I don't like the one it gave me.
Yeah, I changed mine, and I changed my tag thing, and I also.
Mine's like Silent Mission 666 or some shit like that.
I also did my little avatar alien
My avatar
thing.
is the atheist symbol, but it gave me 666. The fuck?
Let's just take a moment. Oh, we lost 10 people.
We didn't fucking need them. That means we still got a couple people in here. Get in the fucking comments.
Get in the comments.
Shout out to Headshot. So far, he's the only one participating in the fucking roll call. You don't count. You're on camera. So.
I cut my hair.
Yeah, so she looks even more like me now.
They don't know that. They don't see your hair on camera. You got bangs, though.
Not the bangs.
You got the bangs.
So, as you probably were able to... Oh, we got one person in here now.
That's
as
so
you probably
sad.
guessed from the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be basically doing a sequel to a video we've done before. And we're going to be reading some RPG horror stories off of Reddit. And reacting to them. So, since I don't see us getting more than 3 people for any extended period of time in this bitch, sister, would you like to go ahead and jump in whenever you're ready? Now, question, are these all from the same subreddit or are they from different ones?
So what I did was I searched RPG horror stories. So, like, most of them are from the same subreddit. Some are, like, Am I the Asshole type
I was
thing.
hoping we'd have at least one.
I have at least one Am I the Asshole.
Let's start. All right. Hey, Nexus.
Nexus!
What's this one? I cannot pronounce. I'm going to butcher your name if I even try. Person who ends in 6489. So I'm not going to do that out of respect. But yes, we're about to start. So, what's the first one on? I have not looked at any of these. So, take it away.
Alright, so our first one is I accidentally messed up the entire camp infiltration because I can't pass a charisma check to save my life.
Oh my god, it's me!
They said all
All good.
Cheeseburger, whoop whoop.
Mad Clown Love. Alright, take her away. Ooh, this is a long one.
Yeah,
ain't it?
take her away, Ernie.
Oh.
Am I Ernie? They're all like,
Why are they so long?
I don't know, I guess because they want to give the background and shit.
I go around to spread the good word about our Lord and Savior Sonic the Hedgehog. Have you heard? We already belong to that church, homie.
I just don't have my rings on today.
I even got red shoes.
I can go real fast.
Shout out to Carl. I like that. Like the video, people. Listen to Nexus.
Hell yeah.
He helped me build this shit from scratch. Alright. So, fair warning. I didn't anticipate it being this long. I may or may not be interrupting from time to time.
It's great to meet my people.
Yes. Alright, go ahead.
Alright. So this is from 6 months ago.
Okay.
So last night my friends and I were playing Tyranny of Dragons. We were
Hey.
we were rescuing this monk named Leeson, and my character went off on his own to get information. 4 of the other guys, parentheses 3 players and also an NPC traveling with us, got put in an intense training regimen, and the other 2 guys, PCs, got bullied, or just bullied a singular kobold the entire time.
Okay, you know who that sounds like? Nameless.
Anyways, I accidentally walked up to a watchtower and they instantly got pissed. I then ended up rolling a 3 in a charisma check, and like 10 minutes later, I was face to face with this goofy looking lady called Frula Mondrith. I basically made up this entire story about how the security in the camp was, and that I could just leave if they wanted me to. But guess what? I failed another charisma check by rolling a 4.
Oh my god.
Then I got captured, and another one of my teammates also got captured. We'll call him Potential Man for this. And then we were both being interrogated about if we even knew each other, while Leozin, the guy we were supposed to rescue, was legit bleeding because he was getting tortured. Potential Man made the shittiest excuse possible, and I lied that I didn't even know Potential Man in the first place, and called him a bum in character because low-key, my character just doesn't like his party for the most part. Guess who failed the deception check?
My people. No one understands your pain like I do.
They got Murph
Me
rolls.
and Murph.
Anyways, skip a little bit. I had my hamster. My character is a wizard who has 4 tiny animals in his scarf that do his bidding. try to eat through my robes while another teammate, we'll call him Steve, 1v1 this blue dragon guy and ended up killing him. Liazin, the guy who's legit beaten to a pulp, then frees himself as well as me and Potential Man, and the entire party ends up running away from the camp.
No offense, dude, but if I don't know what it means, I'm not gonna say it. I don't speak Russian.
I know what Privyet means, and that means hello. I don't know what the other one means.
But I apologize for the language barrier, homie, but we're just gonna have to make the best of a bad situation, I guess.
He doesn't know it at all, and I barely know it. I'm still learning it, so. That's just because I like the language.
It sounds intimidating.
That's why I like it.
Like, no matter what the fuck you say, in Mother Russia, vodka drinks you. Like, it just...
Like, I know a couple of words and phrases, but I don't know enough to...
Why, thank you. We like you, too.
What's it? What is it?
I like you.
I decided to save how bad my charisma checks went by challenging Frulam to a 1v1 the next time we met. And then we leveled up to 3, so my spells ended up getting way better with Scorching Ray, Mirror Image, and Misty Step, and hopefully later on I don't get any more charisma checks this unfathomably bad. My DM friend even mentioned that this was the worst possible outcome for the camp because we barely even got info outside of them trying to revive Tiamat. But at least we leveled up. Just goes to show we gotta expect the unexpected.
That's the whole story?
That's the end of it.
Okay, so, Putin, like Vladimir Putin, is he the current president or is he a past president of Russia?
I don't know if he's current or not. I know he was...
I know he was president.
During Trump's last term.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he still is.
Is Putin still the president over there? Anyway, he said Putin, so... So, yeah, this is one of those where technically, like, nobody's in the wrong. All the horror, quote-unquote, elements are just from the chaos factor of the dice.
Which we've had so many times.
Yeah, he's still president.
Yeah. Even in Stranger Things, even, the one we're currently doing, there was one day where half of the session you spent failing rolls, and then this last session we did, half of the session was spent with Mella's rolls all getting failed.
Like the very first session, I was like, all right, let's do this. Welcome to the table, Murph.
Hey, you got all your Murph rolls out of the way that session for the end of it, because by the end of it, you were finally getting good rolls. You're like, okay, my Murph streak is done. Shout out to Dimension 20.
Always. Speaking of which, the next 2 games I'm running are from Dimension 20.
To our Russian fan here, not anytime soon. Can you use...
I'm not
Google
going
Translate?
to, and it's nothing personal, but it's going to slow down the show, and we have a...
I'll tell you what, I will look it up later when we're done.
Yeah, because we have a time slot that we have to keep in mind of that we don't like to go over, and if we keep just running everything through Google Translate, it's just going to take up unnecessary time. However, you can use Google Translate to translate anything that we're saying that you don't understand into Russian if that would help you.
Yes. I will say, while we're talking to this guy, not anytime soon, because I just can't afford it. But in the future, once I learn the language a little bit better and I have the money, that is one place that I want to go visit, is Novosibirsk, Russia.
I will not leave the country.
Really?
Really.
Mela is planning a Japan trip.
I know, you've been talking about it for 2 years.
She's planning on going in 29.
But, like, yeah, I don't want to get on an airplane or a ship.
I have a fear of heights, but I want to fly on a plane at least once before I die.
Well, see, it's not even the heights thing for me about getting on a plane.
It's more dangerous than driving in a car?
It is.
Hey, maybe you'll fly in a plane and end up in a real-life version of Langoliers.
That's what the fuck I'm worried about.
with that horrible cereal noise.
I swear to God, if we rap on this and I start hearing Rice Krispies,
Ooh.
why can't I use Google Translate and all the AI translation models in Russia, but not? Because you're not filming a show. We are. This is live, and if we take time out to accommodate one viewer, we're basically telling all the other viewers that their time is not valuable, and I will not do that. That's disrespectful to the fans.
And it's not a personal attack on you or anything. Like, we've had Spanish speaking viewers that we had a language barrier with. We've had I don't remember if it was Chinese or Japanese.
Like, I'm not
or whatever,
going to be
but
an
we
asshole and be like, no, you need to learn English, because that's fucking stupid. There's no reason for that. There's no call for that.
Especially
However,
you live in Russia. That's your native language.
Exactly. But at the same time, I can't just put a halt on my show to cater to one viewer. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just trying to keep the flow. Because 99% of our viewers are English-speaking people. Again, not a knock on you. It's just, no, we don't have it in the time.
These look really long, but I think it's just because of how the font is. Like, once you read it, it doesn't take forever to read.
Alright, what's this next one?
Player refuses to join the party because my character wouldn't do that.
Okay, before we even start, the whole "that's what my character would do" argument is getting fucking old, and 90% of the people that use it only use it to what's the word I'm looking for? To defend bad behavior.
Yeah, we've had situations where we've had a player like, hey, that's what my character would do.
Right, but it's not like an ongoing thing with them.
Right. Like, usually when that is said at our table, it is for a logical reason, and we find a way to in-game to make it work and still get on with the story. Like, for instance, one of my very first games, and I use this as an example because at the time I didn't understand that, and I didn't understand player versus character mentality and all that, but it's the one that sticks out the most to me.
Is it the brand on the forehead?
No.
Jayde?
It's one of my very first games. I was playing with Nexus, and I was playing a dark elf, and his character had bad history.
That was the same game.
No, it wasn't.
No, because he was running the other one.
His character had bad history with them. They had enslaved his people, and so his character was being very aggressive and prejudiced towards my character, and I was getting very frustrated. And he kept trying to explain, no, this is what my character would do because of the backstory.
Right, like he established before you even joined that game, he established that his character was racist toward Drow because of his backstory, and I was like, I don't see a reason why that wouldn't make sense. And then when you joined later, you're like, I want to run a Drow. And I was like, you're going to have beef with Nexus. Dude. Okay. Okay, I've tried to be polite about it. At this point, you're just slowing down the show. We're not going to go through translations and read off in other languages. You can just drop that right now. If it's that big of a deal, if the language barrier is that big of an issue to where you can't follow along, then you need to either translate it that way yourself or find another video to watch. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I've tried to address it politely. See, he done made me fucking lose what
we were talking about Nexus in that game had an accurate reason for why he used the argument.
Like the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear that shit is like a rogue that waits till the party goes to sleep and then
starts pickpocketing
stealing from the party. And Well, that's what my character would do. Oh, okay. Well, how about this? I'm gonna take a page out of Seth's book. Shout out to Seth Skorkowski. And maybe they are playing that character, and that character's a dick. Well, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna find yourself uninvited to the next game because your character's a dick. So you should probably roll
No,
up a
we
new
don't.
character. But another thing, what Seth does for that, because a lot of people will be like what the title's basically saying, like, I'm not going to do that because my character wouldn't do that. You know what Seth says when that comes up? All right. Instead of trying to come up with reasons for their character to join, you just look at them and go, okay, what would get your character to do that? Now it's on them. They have to come up with a reason on their own.
Mm-hmm. And see, like, I've played characters that...
And wait a minute. Bro, if you don't speak English, you need us to translate so bad. How the fuck are you typing in English? That just dawned on me.
Maybe he's Google Translate, like, saying what he wants in Google Translate and then copy and paste.
Maybe he's a troll.
Maybe.
Are you a troll? I can't pronounce your name, Russia dude. But are you being legit or are you trolling? Because if you're being legit, then I'm just going to let it go where I've cut off. But if you're trolling, we're going to ban you. Alright, no more stories. Let's get into this.
Alright.
No more stories. Read the story.
Right. Player refuses to join the party because my character wouldn't do that from 6 months ago. So a long time ago, I was running a game of D&D 5e, and one of my players, let's call him Dwarf, wanted to play a dwarf blacksmith and former soldier who hates war and now lives in a quiet, small village. He also said he wanted to be introduced last. I had no problems with it, so we started session 0. Within the first 10 minutes of the session, most of the party had formed because they were being chased by the BBEG. Eventually, they got to Dwarf's village, and I introduced his character by saying an aged dwarf blacksmith walks by carrying coals. He immediately interjected with, actually, blacksmiths use charcoal, not coal.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Right.
Coal is right there in the name.
He would do this every time I made a mistake describing blacksmithing. Actually, you don't forge steel like that. Actually, there wouldn't be swords in this village.
He had to use those words, didn't he?
He hates that phrase unless we're watching, actually.
The only time that phrase is okay is if it's the show.
So after 10 minutes of that, the party asked him to join, and he refused, saying, it wouldn't make sense that my character would join a group of random people and fight. You need to convince me or I'm not going. This went on for 20 minutes of the players trying to convince him to go, and he kept refusing. Finally, I just said, look, I know it's not super realistic, but it's a fucking game that you said you wanted to join. So are you just going to sit on the side while everyone else plays? He ended up joining and justified it because of one of the PCs reminded him of his dead son. But then he said, I then take him under my wing and spend the whole winter teaching him how to blacksmith. I stopped him there and reminded him that the BBG is on his way, and you don't have time to teach people shit. But then how is my character gonna bond with anyone? You need to learn writing, bro. The rest of the players said they didn't want to do all that and wanted to get on with the main quest. So he relented and we continued on with the rest of the session, and ended by entering the first dungeon. The kicker is that 2 weeks later, he got into Rick and Morty, and by the time of the next session, he retroactively changed his character into Dwarf Rick, and kept trying to do that voice while shouting "wubba lubba dub dub" at every chance he got.
No, see, he would have been booted from my table day one.
Yep.
Once we waste 20 minutes of game time because you don't want to do the adventure, you're out, buddy.
Dude, and I'm sorry, but if my brother is running a game, and we're at session 0, And we are trying to convince one of the other players' characters to join us. And they're like, oh, well, I'll go because Jayde's player or character reminds me of my dead child. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they proceed to say what they're going to be doing with my character for the remainder of the campaign. I'm going to look them dead in the face and say, no, you're not, because I decide what my character does.
Like, dude, that guy sounds like a fucking headache.
He's got main character syndrome.
Very bad. Very fucking bad. Oh my god. Like, we give Strife shit for not wanting to be a part of the team, but he don't take it that goddamn far. Strife is a cheerleader compared to that fucking guy.
Right?
Nameless is a cheerleader compared to that fucking guy.
Holy shit.
Like, dude, no. GMs, don't put up with that shit. And fellow players, don't put up with that shit. You love trans women. That's
awesome.
Dope. That's dope. You like what you like, bruh. Or sis. I'm not sure what your gender is. I don't want to
assume.
Right. I don't want to be disrespectful. That's dope that you love trans women.
Congrats.
We are allies. I don't particularly date trans women myself. My wife is a cis woman. But we are allies. So one of our best friends is a trans man.
Yep. I sent him the link to
Alexander says, yo, I just switched tabs while gooning and just nut on your face, big dog. Thank you. It's so tasty.
That sounds like something Inferno would put.
It would. It does. It sounds just like something.
It's not popping up on here either.
My pronouns are he, his, ho.
Alright.
Like, you like to be called
like, are you a hoe?
Is that what you're saying?
That one from Alexander's not popping up over here.
Yeah, because of what it says. Oh, wait, no, it's not popping up there because I can't hit all, remember?
Yeah, but all of the other ones pop up.
Not all of them. It skipped a few.
Are we ready for the next one?
I don't know. Now I'm kind of stuck between Alexander and Mini Jim. Mini Jim is a hoe, and Alexander just nutted on our faces.
Alright, well, so far we've had one where the biggest problem was the chaos factor of the dice.
And we've had an asshole player that doesn't want to be a team player.
Now, our next one, the DM is the problem.
Ooh.
From 6 months ago, the title is DM pits us against enemies we aren't supposed to beat, then punishes us for beating them.
I might have heard this one on Crit Crab. Go ahead.
Alright.
Fair warning, I may interrupt, because just that title alone, I'm pretty sure, if I haven't heard this one, I've heard something extremely similar.
Well, I'm not surprised, because...
Shout out to Crit Crab.
I'm sure there's a lot of bad DMs that do that.
Are you serious? You with basketball. What? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
And how the fuck do you pronounce your name?
Is it bad? I'm still stuck on the I love trans women
Smoking
one because
doobie,
of...
trying to be punk. This isn't a doobie, it's a blunt, you fucking idiot.
Is it bad I'm still stuck on the I love trans women comment because I'm trying to figure out where that came from?
I just got my salad tossed. Awesome!
Congrats!
I'm glad for you, homie. Why do so many people feel the need to come and troll our shit?
Because we're losers.
Right, but we're not bothering them. I don't come to your show and talk about eating ass.
It's probably Gen Alphas.
Probably. He said goonin. Somebody said goonin. Alexander is definitely Gen
It's Chandler.
Alpha. Fucking Chandler.
Fucking Chandler!
And Jason.
And Jathan. Hashtag fuck Jathan.
Okay.
I'm still confused, but thanks for the love, man.
We are going to put this guy in a timeout.
Why? What'd he do?
Let's keep the sexual comments to a minimum unless it's a funny joke and relevant to the topic at hand, people.
What'd I miss?
Called my blunt a penis.
Ah.
And now Mini Jim is going to be next if he don't fix his language.
I appreciate the love.
Here's your one
I'm
warning,
still
dog.
confused. That's one thing you never do, is you never, ever insult Lil Nitro's weed. Ever.
There's 4 rules. I used to say there was only 2, but I've had to amend it. There's 4 rules for the chat on these live streams. Number 1, we don't talk about religion. Number 2, we don't talk about politics. Number 3, you don't disrespect my fucking co-hosts. Number 4, you don't disrespect my chicken. Yes, let's keep it a clean chat.
Thank you, Mini Jim. Is that what that says?
Yeah, that's the dude that was tossing tranny salad.
Alright, are we ready?
Yes. Oh, I'm out of fluid on my Zippo.
Oh, you got a big. Okay. I'm going to preface this post by saying that this was only one session in the campaign, and the rest of it has been much more fun. But this one part of it was absolutely ridiculous and infuriating.
All right.
I'm in a party of 6, level 2. I'm a Cloud Goliath Paladin. Okay, that sounds interesting. Reflavored to be a light giant. So I just softly glow a little bit. We have 2 fighters, a cleric, a warlock, and a monk who wasn't there. We're walking down... I mean, you didn't have to mention the monk if they weren't there.
Maybe it's relevant for later to
Maybe.
know.
We're walking down a path heading north when we find 2 sets of footprints. One set leads north along the path, while the other set leads off the road in a muddy, swampy area. My character looks at the big footprints and jokingly says, "Frogs." The next sentence is literally, "That's not important."
Then why write it down?
Yes, there is. We decided to head off the road and follow the footprints. After a while, we see a group of about 4 frog people. It is important! Okay,
I sort of now regret not pre-reading these ahead
this
of
is
time.
from Jax the Crafter. Jax the Crafter, you really need to...
Your writing skills suck, and that's coming from a dude that can't write.
Coming from the writer of the group. Your writing skills suck!
That's one of the longer ones, too. God damn. How much you want to bet 3 of those paragraphs is irrelevant information?
Right. After a while, we see a group of about 4 frog people in the distance with a village even... Screw the frogs, let's dance.
Yes!
God, you made me lose where I was.
Some about frog people.
With a village even further away. These frogs are described as looking rather militant. I shout, "Hello, we're adventurers. Can we come to your village?" The frogs immediately scream and run at us, brandishing their weapons. We take the hint and began to run away as fast as we can. We're all running away back to the path, but the frogs are catching up, and one of them makes a spear attack on our Harangon warlock. Natural 20. Critical hit. The warlock immediately dies, and another frog picks him up and begins running away. What the hell? I chase after the frog, Misty step behind it, and grapple for the rabbit. I roll an 18. With my strength, that's a 21. The frog rolls natural 20. It wrestles the rabbit away and keeps running. Well, now I'm mad. We engage in combat. Eventually, we topple the frog with the rabbit, and I lay on hands to heal him. But we're not done. We attack the rest of the frogs, who have 40 HP each, bonus action jump, free movement, and multi-attack. While we fight, our DM looks perturbed, saying that you guys aren't supposed to be this strong. Eventually, we only have 1 left. We are about to finish him off, when suddenly 2 more frogs come from the village. We're pretty beat up, but we continue fighting until there's only 1 frog left. He runs away from us and blows a horn, calling for reinforcements. We're like, nope, nope, nope. We're almost dead. Let's leave. Out of spell slots with very little health, we run away. But frogs appear behind us. They pop out of the ground and block our way back to the path. We evade them and keep running, eventually losing them behind us. It's getting dark, so we try to find a place to camp out. We're wounded and exhausted. The land is very flat, but there are bushes pretty sparsely laid out. I find a big clump of bushes big enough to conceal us and double check to make sure that they aren't evil, having been attacked by bushes in the past. They're fine and we build a fire. Our cleric and one of our fighters are both elves, so I assign them each to night watch, sleeping half the night so everyone gets a long rest. This is where it really gets bad. The DM thinks short rests are 4 hours, so after about 3 hours, shapes start appearing in the darkness. Our elf sees nothing. Suddenly, out of the ground, 12 of these militant frogs appear. Our elf yells, but not before they all make a surprise attack on us with spears. We all use our hit dice to heal, because we technically had a short rest, and scatter. There is no organization. We aren't killing these things. Every single person who tries to leave, however, is immediately grappled, because these frogs who just attacked us have invisible nets that we can't see. Luckily, the rabbit and I succeed the saving throw to evade grappling. Oh, did you refresh it? Okay. I thought we were buffering. Our human fighter gives up and just submits to the frogs, even going so far as to net me to show allegiance. The rest of the party, solidly netted, is dragged underground, faster than I can run, back to the frog village. The rabbit scampers off into the darkness, and I make my way back to a nearby river where I cover myself in sand and debris to try to recuperate. Lost, alone, wounded, and covered in filth, my whole party is kidnapped or dead, and I've lost everything. In the morning, I wake up to find my whole party safe and sound and a new character introduced. It's actually the rabbit in disguise. Turns out, the frogs were actually friendly, and while I was asleep, they healed my party members, gave them magic items, and gave them a quest to rescue 6 kidnapped frogs, because each life is precious and they couldn't bear to lose 6 of their village. We literally just killed 6 frogs yesterday. According to the DM, if we had actually tried to communicate with the frogs instead of attacking them, we would have known this. Hello? What? They instantly killed one of our members. How is that on us? TLDR, every action we take is the wrong one, and we are punished for doing anything but submitting to our opponents.
Okay. Okay. That made me mad in so many different ways. Okay.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna, once we can figure out how to download the videos so I can edit them, this one's getting downloaded, and right when you have that little episode, because this is what you sounded like, I'm gonna cut in that clip of Kevin Hart doing his stand-up going, okay. Well, hello.
Give me a little bit, honey. Right now we're live.
Okay, I'll just leave it here.
Okay. I'll be there in just a few minutes.
Please make me a drink.
Yes, sweetie. While you tell
Yes.
Hey, she said the right name.
Hurry up, though, because I do need someone to bounce off of. Okay. Screw the frogs. I already read that. Okay. So, number 1, how the fuck, if you had just talked to them? If you had just talked to... They opened up their encounter by saying hello and introducing themselves, and you had these fuckers attack them right off the fucking bat. Number 1. Number 2. I'm not... See, I want to wait for her to get back before I get into all of this shit, because I'm going to need someone to comment. Oh my fucking god. You don't even... I can't count on him too much, because I don't know how fucking long he's been running. depending on how long he's been running, will depend on how upset I am about him not knowing basic fucking rules. I need to calm down. So I've been running games for 10 years now.
Someone's got to go potty.
And this has just upset me on so many
All right, what
levels. Nothing. I was waiting.
You were waiting.
I was waiting. So, number one. I did do number one already, but I need someone to answer it.
Okay.
So, how the fuck can you go, well, if you had just talked to them instead of attacking them? I mean, they fucking introduced themselves.
They hollered,
They said,
hey.
hello, we're adventurers. Can we enter your village?
And they
your
went,
ass went,
ah!
fucker. Number one. Okay. How long, does it say how long this guy's been running games?
It did not.
So, I don't know. Maybe this was his first game. That's what I'm hoping. To not understand basic rules like how long a short rest is and how death works. Because I almost guarantee you he did not roll a nat 20 on that attack, number one.
I guarantee you he did not roll 2 nat 20s for 2 different fucking enemies back to back.
Not only that, he said that nat 20 instantly killed him. Right?
I believe so. Hold on.
That's what I have in my notes here. Yes, I'm taking notes on all the things that piss me off.
Attack the Harangon Warlock, natural 20, critical hit, Warlock immediately dies.
Yeah, that's not how that works. Unless you're using a critical hit table, which are all homebrew rules, there's no official critical hit table. Unless you're using one of these homebrewed critical hit tables, like what we use, there is no instant death. Okay? Right there, right off the bat. Number 2, there are death saving throws marked on the character sheet. Right next to the fucking hit points. So even if you were new, you should know that you can't kill them without a save. 3 saves minimum. Bare minimum, they get 3 fucking saves. Next, you first try to keep them from getting away, then you ambush them while they're sleeping, and then you just retcon it for no reason. You, sir, should not be allowed to run games. I look like my fucking shirt.
He said, because no life is not worth saving while we've just killed 6 of their guys yesterday.
Not only, they killed one of your people. Immediately. You don't get to just retcon shit.
How are you going to do that and then, okay, I'm going to make it okay because now they're going to heal you and give you magic items?
See, people are going to want more of these Reddit videos now because they see me. They see
getting pissed
the
off.
reaction. This is why I didn't want to screen any of the stories. I left her in charge of this.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is something that would have happened in one of our groups, or in our group, if we had not started implementing the table rules and correcting behavior.
Oh no.
Returning player attacks group and rage quits mid-session when it doesn't go their way. Rashad, give me strength.
God, we're gonna need it. God damn.
From 5 months ago.
Oh, so this. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Holding judgment.
Holding judgment. Okay. Some context. I started playing with this group almost 6 months ago, so about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But as with most groups, scheduling has been an issue, so we run sessions if we have 3 or more players, and if everyone shows up, we should have like 8 PCs.
Okay, number one, that's too many. That's too many.
Another issue, they play through Discord.
You're gonna have... Your combats must take hours.
Yeah. The player in question, let's call them William, was there for my first session and was a menace. We were in a dungeon, and when we came upon some traps, my character attempted to find a path for the party to cross safely, and the more dexterous of the group follow a step or two behind. William then runs through, setting off many of the traps with us in the danger zone. My character, having military training and background, immediately doesn't trust or like this character. Then, because of scheduling troubles, William doesn't play with us for about 3 months. In that time, my character got a better understanding of the party without William's character being around, and has his guard up with anything to do with this dungeon, with this dangerous individual. Fast forward to the past 2 sessions. We've long since left that dungeon, boarded a ship, crossed an ocean, partook in a local festival, and charted passage to a floating island, and now he returns. We're struggling with a puzzle, and he's figured it out, but won't help solve it. Instead, he was throwing pieces of paper from his perch in a tree that the party hasn't spotted him in yet due to their high stealth modifier. I have problems with that already. At some point, we made a critical mistake, and the statues that were part of the puzzle, and we had a spot of combat, and he did nothing to assist. After that combat, we took a short rest, and he throws a note at my character. I read it, and the first 24 words are insults that are borderline slurs that are racially directed at my character. I stopped reading it after the string of insults ends. I hand it off to a character, the cleric, and that takes interest in my response to the note, and it's the answer to the puzzle. The puzzle requires quite a bit of strength to progress, and our strong characters are not present in the session, so it's slow going. We start to call it quits and begin shifting our focus to the other floating islands around us, when he then throws a smoke bomb and attempts to rob the NPC that's on this expedition with us. They bankrolled us. The NPC is a level 5 wizard that the DM made as a long-term threat/ally depending on how we choose to interact with her. She makes
As you should.
She makes a perception check that's higher than his stealth roll and lands a hit of a cantrip, even though the disadvantage of the smoke bomb he's deployed. My character also rolls perception at disadvantage that's higher than William's character's stealth and begins to move to protect our NPC. She takes him out single-handedly with a high-level magic missile. We attempt to restrain him, and he barely makes it out of the bond he's in. My character throws a dagger at him when he tries to make a move after getting out of his bonds and knock him unconscious. At this point, I'm thinking about the only other interactions I've had with him, and I'm thinking, okay, you didn't need that twice. And I'm thinking we need a more permanent solution. At least for the time we're on the floating islands. I say that I cut his Achilles heel and his hamstrings to prevent him from becoming a further problem.
That's what you get for being a dick.
We don't go through with that, as he would die since he's still making death saves. The DM/NPC intervene and instead uses an enslavement potion to prevent him from harming us or running away to become a bigger problem, which is a mercy compared to what the party as a whole were preparing to do to him. He tries to push the limits, and it doesn't go well for him. He then tells us that he needs to go and leaves the call. TLDR, disruptive player begins attacking the group and gets laid out, and then they rage quit the call.
Yeah, okay. You would have been banned from my table the minute you weren't interacting.
One thing that really stuck out to me was the whole racial slurs against the character for no fucking reason.
That would have been a ban. The reason I didn't mention that is because he would have been banned before that happened. The minute he started hiding, throwing papers at people, dude, you're gone.
Not to mention, the last time they played with him, he literally had no concern for the party and just fucking took off, setting off traps and getting them all hurt.
Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have let him come back.
Nope.
Like, trust me, no one understands more than I that players are hard to come by. But that old saying, no D&D is better than bad D&D, there's a reason people say that.
See,
I would rather not play than play with someone that's going to ruin my fun and the fun of everyone else at the table.
I 100% understand why this character did not trust the other one.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Because he said,
It don't even sound like character. It sounds like a problem player.
Doesn't trust or like this character because of scheduling. He doesn't play for 3 months, and then so this player, his character spent that whole time, the rest of those sessions, building trust with the other characters, and then this one randomly comes back. It 100% makes sense why he would trust his party and not trust this guy that fucked them over and then vanished and then now is back.
Yeah.
But it seems to me, what this reads like to me is that guy just wanted to fuck with them and then got mad when they fucked back.
Mm-hmm. He fucked around and found out. Let me go ahead and make these for her. I'll be right back.
Alright.
You gotta keep him busy for like 5-10 minutes.
Hey, while you're in there, will you pour a little bit of milk in here?
No, I'll get you some juice or something.
I need something to drink. Okay. We have no one in here. Wow. Need to get some more Pacos in here. Feel weird talking to dead air. Where'd Mini Jim go? What is all of our peoples? We need peoples. Get in this bitch. Doop doop choo. Ain't none of my peoples in here. Let's send the link out to a bunch of people. We ain't got no one in chat right now. If you wanna see if Balake can get in here. Balake! I don't want to start the next story till he's back in here. There were so many things wrong with that one, though. So manis. So manis. Damn, we really ain't got nobody in this bitch. Somebody get in here and get in the comments. Balake! Fucking A. Thank you, fam. We ain't got nobody in this bitch but you now. How's my niecey doing? We are reading Reddit horror stories for TTRPG games. Oh. What you doing, Balake? That's my bitch right there. Oop, we got somebody else. Who else in here? Get in the fucking comments. Get in the fucking comments, y'all. Nobody? Really? Nobody got no questions or nothing? Or nothing to say? Shoot the shit while we waiting on Nitro to get back? Ooh, yikes.
Oh, yeah. Gorillas in the mist in this bitch. Please don't tell me you're just leaving it dead air silent.
No, I've been trying to talk to Balake, but he's not responding.
Is he in the chat?
Yes.
Oh.
I asked what Manisi was doing. And
What
he
up,
didn't respond.
Balake?
So
We
then
was
I
just
asked him-
talking about you, homie.
Okay, so why does this show a response but not this?
Because I told you that's set to
Stuck in
top and
place
this is
for a
set
bit.
to all.
LOL. Hers always eating. Hers is a growing girl.
Yeah, see?
Did respond.
Is
Yeah,
that-
it didn't.
I can't set that to all, remember?
Yeah, it didn't show up on here.
Why do you think I have that up?
I forget that this is up because I'm used to it being on here.
Yeah. We was just talking about you, homie.
I messaged them. I was like, we ain't got no one in here.
Loser.
So I know, right? I was like, we ain't got no one in here. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, we ain't got no one in the chat if you want to get on for a little bit. Oh, Nitro is back. Whoop, whoop.
What?
Oh, you said we were talking about him. He said, oh no, what about me? Somebody got on here and out of nowhere was just like, I love trans women. And we're
Yeah.
like, cool, man. And Nitro goes, yeah, that's awesome. We know a trans man. We're allies. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, then he started talking about getting his salad tossed. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
he gone now.
That was Mini Jim that said that.
Yeah, Mini Jim's gone. Oh, I think we have a good next one. I'm trying to find more Am I the Asshole ones because we only have one of those. Good shit. Good shit. Erg. My belly itches. My aunt just found out today that you had her, by the way. I think she forgot. Okay, Balake, try. Hey, you should totally hop back on afterwards, though. If we're still on, which we should be. I don't know how long you're going to take. Oh. Well, has fun, and if you don't get back on here before we end, I'll message you when we're done. Oh, we need more peoples in here. And Nexus is gone too. Later. Ooh, who else can we get in this bitch? Doop doop doo. Lucky is hopping off. So who else is in here? Somebody get in the comments. Oh, see if we can get Tink in this bitch. Anybody who may be watching this later, leave a comment for some stuff you would like to see us do that is game related, like ideas of videos you think would be fun for TTRPG videos. Like maybe a review or something. I don't know. Give us some ideas. Talking to that air. Cause we ain't got no one in this bitch. Doop da, doop da. We need motherfuckers in this bitch. Oh, da doo da day. Brother, come back. Oh, someone's in here. Who's in here? Get in the comments. They left. Fuck. Well, this is boring. And I am so sorry for that. How pissed do you think Nitro would be if I hit his blunt? Not hit. Hid. If I hide it. Hide it somewhere. I could. I'm gonna leave him a little note. There we go. There. And now we wait. Oh shit. This is boring without anyone to talk to, y'all. Now I see why he doesn't do this without a co-host. Especially since this is a live stream, so I can't just like pause it and then continue recording when he comes back. So that's there, finally.
Sorry, my daughter was hungry.
No, you're good. It's just we have nobody in here and you were gone, so I literally had nobody to talk to. So I was sitting here babbling.
Oh, he dipped out on you because you're a loser.
I know. But I was like, man, it sucks too because it's alive, so I can't just like hit pause until he gets back.
Does that make us the Losers Club?
Dibs on beating Richie.
Well, fuck you. I was just about to quote Richie. Everyone knows Richie's the coolest one.
Beat Richie. Go blow your dad, you mullet wearing asshole.
You defiled my notes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What is it? You got a note? Casper left you a note. Oh my god.
So if I go back and watch this, I'm not going to see you writing this on my notes?
You might, but first you'll hear me say, I'm going to leave him a little note.
Yeah, so see?
You'll also hear me say, I wonder how mad Nitro would be if I hit his blunt.
I would have set the rest of your hair on fire. This bitch.
And then I was like, not hit. Like if I hide it.
I would have set your hair on fire.
And then I looked up at the door and I went, brother, come back.
You can set my wig ablaze. Alright, next story.
Oh, shit.
Because the last one pissed me off. I don't want to talk about it.
We already did talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we only have one Am I the Asshole in my saved list, so I figured to look up some more.
Okay.
So we can get some Am I the Assholes.
Yeah, let's get an Am I the Asshole? Shout out to Smosh.
Am I the asshole for ditching my D&D group because they didn't want to learn how to play the game?
Okay, so I do this every time I hear one of these stories. I will give a blanket yes or no just based on the question, based on, how I think something like that would play out.
Yeah, because sometimes the titles are very misleading.
Right. And
like
then
the Am I the asshole for asking my wife what's wrong? And then the story is like, yeah, well, I her sister, and then I did this, and then I set the house on fire, and then after all this, she finally snapped out, and I don't see what I did so bad.
Yeah. So, I'm going to give my blanket statement answer, and then after the story, we will see if our updated answer matches.
Answer?
Yes. Matches our original answer. Okay? So, as a blanket question of, am I the asshole for, what was it again?
Am I the asshole for ditching my D&D group because they didn't want to learn how to play the game?
Okay. Blanketly, I would say no.
Here's
But I need the context.
Here's my thing is, with a question that's worded like that, I don't know how to blanket answer it, simply because are they calling it a D&D group because it's an established group that's been playing that has been playing wrong?
No.
Or is it...
Hey, you don't take any of that into account.
Like,
all you take into account for the blanket answer is what's written in the question. All the other shit, all the context and stuff that we need to actually know what happened is part of the updated answer. The idea is to see if your updated answer matches your original answer. Spoilers, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't.
I would say just based on the way they worded the question, because they didn't say ditching my friends,
right.
they said ditching my D&D
We
group.
have to assume, in our original answer, in the blanket answer, we have to assume that the OP is being honest and the protagonist of the story. Okay?
I would say, since they said D&D group and not friends, I would say no, because if it's an established group, it should be people who know what they're doing.
Well, not only that, but even if it is newbies, if I'm putting in the time and effort and to prep this and run it for you, the least you can do is attempt to learn rules.
Yeah, you gotta remember what dual wield does. Shout out to Tink.
Read the fucking story.
I messaged her, by the way. I was like, "Can you get on the on the live stream and get in the chat, please?"
Yeah. Hey, we got 2 likes.
All right.
Look at our sub count, by the way.
I saw that. Am I the asshole for ditching my D&D group because they didn't want to learn how to play the game? It was posted 3 months ago.
Ooh, that's real recent.
So I've been having a really hard time finding any TTRPG groups lately that aren't just D&D. I wanted to run a campaign of my go-to game called Cthulhu, so I put up notices in 3 local game shops. I'm fortunate to live in an area with several. Lucky. I actually got a decent number of responses. Everyone seemed really excited to join my D&D campaign. Except it wasn't D&D. Every single time I clarified that it was Call of Cthulhu, people either got confused or lost interest or just didn't respond again. So I took the post down and tried again with Vampire the Masquerade.
That sounds like
another
the people
game I
that
love.
think all RPGs are D&D. Like,
Yeah.
they think D&D's the only one.
Right? So I tried again with Vampire the Masquerade, another game I love. Same thing happened. People messaged me clearly thinking it was D&D, got confused when I explained it wasn't, and disappeared. No one actually wanted to play Vampire. At that point, I was just tired of it. So I gave up and said, fine, I'll just run D&D. I got a group together pretty quickly this time, but I made a point to only get players who seemed to have really read the posts I put up. Because of schedules, we had a session 0 online. Edit. Because a few folks have asked about what we covered during session 0, I explained a little bit about the setting. I did ask about experience, and everyone did give me the impression that they had some relative experience, as in they knew what classes were, what each one did, and knew the basic roll a d20 and beat a target number mechanic. We discussed expectations, the stuff folks wanted in the game, and boundaries or subjects people didn't want. Everyone did assure me that they knew how to create a character, so I didn't feel the need to walk them through the creating and filling out the character sheet process.
Oh, I have an issue with that.
Um,
Continue. I will, hang on. I will address that later with me.
You're making notes of stuff you want to discuss after the post?
Mm-hmm.
That's smart, because otherwise I might forget my grievances. During that, it very clearly explained 2 things. 1, we'd be using player's handbook races and classes only, and 2, sessions would be in person at a local game shop. Everyone said they understood and agreed. Now, 2 things there that I really like. 1, he made sure to, or OP, I won't say he, because we don't know if this is a guy or a girl.
Yeah, maybe their pronouns are ho.
Right? OP established up front.
You guys remember?
Yeah. Remember? OP established up front the only races and classes you can use are from the PHP. So, because we have, like, ooh, I really want to play this from Volvo's, let me contact the GM.
Normally, for normal games, at least with D&D, the only limit I put on races is it has to come from an official, published source book.
And 9 times out of 10, it can't be one of the monstrous races. But OP made the point of only from PHP.
I've done that a few times. Like, I think, yeah, when we started Fantasy High, that was my thing. All your races and classes have to come out of the PHP.
OP also made sure everyone understood it would be an in-person game. That is one thing I really do like, because trying to play a game over the phone is fucking hard. We have tried it. Like, it is fucking difficult.
And it's even worse on a computer if you don't have decent fucking, like the $300 a month Wi-Fi. Because, like, my Wi-Fi here sucks so bad that I have my computer open here for the chat, and it is, now it's finally caught up. It was lagged behind by, like, a few minutes earlier.
Tink just messaged me back, hey, got home about 6, but my phone died and just now got up to 8. So I know she's got it plugged up. I was like, please get on the live stream in the chat. We have no one in here.
We need
now we have 2 people in here.
Get in the chat.
Tink!
Whoop,
Thank you!
Shout out, she's a real one. She came through.
All I had to do was ask twice.
She was just making fun of you.
I did. I did.
Anyway, so
because you dual wield
Tink, in case the thumbnail or title is confusing, we're reading RPG horror stories on Reddit. It's pretty interesting if you want to sit and listen and engage.
Does not.
I didn't do it this time.
No, but he laughed really hard.
I always laugh at funny things.
But this one is an Am I the Asshole story, and we just started it. So, alright.
Read her the title again so she knows
the title
question.
is, Am I the Asshole for Ditching My D&D Group Because They Didn't Want to Learn How to Play the Game?
So far, nobody wants to play nothing but D&D because they're all people that don't really play. They just know it from TV and shit. I'm guessing.
Yeah, he tried to run a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Nobody was interested once they found out it wasn't D&D. So he took the post down, tried again with Vampire the Masquerade.
Same thing.
So he said, fuck it, I'll just run D&D.
Now he's got a group.
And he just did session 0, establishing boundaries and rules and everything.
And that's where we're picking up. They're running in a game shop.
Fast forward to session 1. We're all sat at the shop, ready to go, except one player who doesn't show up. I'll get back to him, so put a pin in that. We start playing anyway. The party meets in a tavern, classic start. There's a rumor about missing caravans, a nervous merchant NPC, basic hooks to get things moving. One player, a big Critical Role fan, turns up with a race that is not just homebrew, but her mom was half Genasi and half Tiefling, and her dad was half gnome and half orc.
No, they weren't. That's exactly what I would say. No, they weren't. That's not what you're playing. If that's what you brought, you might as well go home.
Right?
I said PHB, motherfucker.
I reminded her we agreed on PHB races in session 0. I tell her she can absolutely play that kind of thing later, but for a new group, it's better to keep it simple. She gets annoyed and kind of shuts down for the rest of the session. That would get you booted.
Hey, just because we're always picking on Tink, now that she's here, we gotta switch it up a minute. That's how you used to play! Remember the drow we were talking about earlier?
Yes, shut the fuck up, Mike. I was a bad player in my early days. And now look at me. I'm very proud of how far I've come.
I was a bad GM in my early days.
I wouldn't know that.
I pinned a whole fucking campaign plot on an item.
Yeah, that one I do know about.
Yeah, that was bad.
Who used to play?
Sister!
The fuck are you talking about?
She she ran a drow in a campaign I was doing where she jumped in out what, second or third session?
I don't know. They were already doing stuff is all I knew.
Yeah. But
I didn't get asked to come back to that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Jayde. But so essentially we got to catch her up real quick. Essentially, when the campaign started, Nexus was playing, I think it's called the Draenei. But it's
Not what Strife is playing in Fantasy High, is something else.
Yeah, it's not the same. The race Strife has is from Warcraft. This is a homebrew D&D thing.
Yep.
It was on Unearthed Arcana. But essentially his backstory is that his people were enslaved by drows. And so after having to mercilessly fight his way to freedom, he's developed a bit of a bigotry against drow.
Understandably.
And that was his whole backstory from day one. Now, second or third session, sister comes back to town and she wants to play. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, let's get you race and class and all that. She's like, I want to run a drow. And I was like, okay.
At the time, I was like obsessed with drow. I only ever played a drow.
I was like, now, you can do that, but I'm going to warn you, there's going to be issues with you and Nexus because of his backstory. She's like, yeah, okay. And then once she jumps in, proceeds to get extremely butthurt every single time Nexus's character voiced an issue with her character because she thought he was picking on her.
And part of the problem was when you explained that, I naively misunderstood and believed you meant, okay, well, he's at first not going to like you, but then he'll start warming up. That's how I took that. Because I'd never really played in a campaign before. I just played once or twice while I was visiting.
Yeah.
And I, again, could not separate player from character. So every time he accurately played his character, I thought that he was having issues with me. And I got severely pissed off.
Yeah. Started like screaming and yelling at the table, and I was like, no, we're not going to have that. And what happened?
I wasn't asked to come back for a while. Like, it to the point that I actually asked him when he was going to be playing again. And he was like, well, right now we're doing such and such campaign.
Yeah, I didn't hide it from her.
And I was like, well, how come you didn't tell me? I would have come played. And he's like, because nobody wants to play with you because of how you've been playing. And I went, oh. I will do better. And I did.
She has.
I made a conscious effort to, whenever somebody would do something or say something out of pocket to my character, I would force myself. I don't know if you saw it, but I was like, and I would think about it for a second. Like, okay, it's not them, it's the game.
You have to be able to distinguish, divorce, if you will, fantasy from reality.
And honestly, I could not thank my brother more for being blunt about it, because having to make myself stop and think about it for a second before reacting, now I'm able to, in character, get into a huge fucking fist fight with somebody, and then out of character go, hey, what about this?
Tank.
Yep.
To answer your question, Tank, this was right before you and Strife joined the group.
This was... No, it was before that.
No, because this game happened.
It was before.
And my father-in-law's shed.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in better terms for Tink. That game was the last time I played with them before I went to stay with you and Strive from our sisters. And then I didn't get to play again until I had been in my own apartment for a while.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I worked.
I didn't lie to her. I just didn't invite her back. And when she asked, I was like, because you're ruining everyone's fun.
He didn't invite me back. He didn't go out of his way to be like, hey, you're fucking banned.
Right.
But he didn't invite me back, and he didn't bring it up at all until I brought it up. And when I did, he was very blunt about it. He was like, because nobody wants to play with you. And at first, I was kind of defensive about it, too. I was like, well, what the fuck? What did I do? And he's like, you're being a shit player. You're taking out what their characters are doing on them. And nobody wants to play with someone like that.
That's what I always say. Like, your job as a player is not just to show up and have a good time. Your job as a player is to also try your best to make sure all the other players are also having a good time. Because if not, Ike's sister, she'll tell you, you will quickly find yourself not invited to games.
There is actually, when we made the new table rules, there is now a rule on the page that states, stay smiley. No matter what happens, it is a group experience.
It's a game.
If
We're
one
here to have
person
fun.
is in a bad mood, it ruins it for everybody, so
Yep.
have a good attitude.
Oh, yeah. Way before Fantasy High. This was before we started our Call of Cthulhu campaign.
Yeah, this was before you and I played Best Reporter Friends in Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. And that was when you and Strive first joined, is when we were playing Call of Cthulhu. So, this was before that. Alright, continue.
That was when I first moved back up here.
I lost where we were.
I didn't.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I did, but I didn't. Alright. Alright, we start playing anyway. Party meets in a tavern.
Yeah, start there.
There's a rumor about missing caravans in the area. One player had actually sent me a written backstory beforehand, which I appreciated. So I tried to hook them in by referencing it. I tell them that one of the NPCs in the tavern is a member of the, do you know how that's pronounced in D&D?
Fuck no.
It's
Zintiram?
a member of a criminal organization that smuggled goods. It explains what it is, so I
Okay.
just did that.
Cool.
I asked the player, your background says your rogue has had dealings with them before. Just to give them a spotlight moment. He kind of freezes and said he's not sure. I prompt them a bit more, trying to gauge if this NPC could be a contact that rogue had met before. And the player eventually admitted he didn't actually write it. He had ChatGPT generate it for him.
Oh my god.
And hadn't really read it. Okay, here's the thing. I've had ChatGPT help me generate stuff before, like summaries and shit. But it's always with information I give it, and I always read the shit before using
What are
it.
you apologizing for, Tank?
She always does that.
I'm gonna put a sorry jar up, and every time you say sorry for no reason, you're gonna have to put in $3.
Does that go for everybody?
Yes. We're gonna have a swear jar and a sorry jar. Swear jar costs you $1. Sorry jar costs you $3. You know what the lesson there is? You can go ahead and call me a piece of shit. Just don't apologize for it.
Here's the thing about that. If we set that up for our group, every session we would have a feast. Because we could use the money from the swear jar and the sorry jars to feed the group.
Probably feed the fucking neighborhood.
Right? Especially the swear jar.
Oh yeah, I'd fill that swear jar up in 20 fucking minutes.
If that.
Are you freaking kidding me?
That's gonna be her loophole. She's gonna be like, are you freaking kidding me? I apologize. My condolences.
No, I can't do that, and I won't.
Oh shit.
Okay, continue.
So I just kind of narrate that the party meet the contact and are asked by the criminal organization to escort one of the smuggled caravans and figure out who's daring to go up against them. I described them leaving the town with the caravan, and about that moment I start getting angry text messages from the missing player, the one who didn't turn up. He says that he's been waiting on Discord for hours,
Oh my god.
calling us time wasters, and then he leaves the server. This is after he explicitly acknowledged that it was in person. By then, I'm trying to hold it together. because I'd been planning to get a game going for, well, okay. Because I'd been planning to get a game going for, well, I'd put up posts for Call of Cthulhu 2 months before all this. I try to keep things moving. They follow the caravan lead, get ambushed by bandits, very standard early combat. I ask the group what their perception modifiers are to see who's most likely to spot the ambush. None of them know. None. I talk everyone through it, and unsurprisingly, it's the ranger who's got the highest. I ask the ranger to do a perception check to note the bandits before they attack. They just kept pressing the roll button on the D&D Beyond app on their phone and reading the results out loud like it's the whole mechanic. I explain what a skill check is. I show them where the number is on their sheet. They nod and then do the exact same thing the next time. I quickly also learn no one knows their attack bonuses. No one knows how to roll damage. Initiative is a struggle because no one knows where to find it. Then it becomes obvious none of them have really engaged with the game at all. Most of them made characters on D&D Beyond, but clearly just clicked through options. One player is a wizard. When it's its turn, I ask, what spells do you have? And they just shrug and say, I don't know, whatever the app gave me. I try to explain spell slots, blank stares. I simplify it. You have a limited number of spells you can cast before needing a rest. Response, can't you just tell me what to roll? It takes forever. Every single turn becomes me re-explaining basics. Then it becomes obvious none of them have really engaged with the game at all, and it doesn't feel like they're trying and struggling. It feels like they're waiting to be carried through it. I pause at one point and say genuinely, I'm happy to teach this, but I need you guys to at least look at your sheets and try to understand what's going on. Everyone agrees. Nothing changes. I have to show the same player where to click his attack button 4 times after having given up on trying to explain how to calculate his attack roll. The wizard keeps asking me to explain the spells that he's chosen. Everyone says they are happy to learn, but they don't try to learn. They don't read what's in front of them. So at this point, I'm just feeling defeated. We wrap up the session early after the fight. I say we'll sort out the next session date.
I know, right?
But here's the part where I'm not proud of myself. After that, I just don't say anything in the Discord for a few days. The whole thing felt exhausting. No one follows up with anything useful. I look in to see if any of them are discussing learning how to play or engaging with the game at all. But there's none of that. I mull it over and I just feel like I put a whole lot of effort in and folks were just saying they wanted to learn to play but didn't. So after about a week and a half, I quietly leave the server and drop the campaign. Just dropped out. No goodbye or anything. I keep thinking I should have stuck it out longer, or if I shouldn't have been offering to teach them to learn if they didn't want to, or just wanted to press buttons and be told what happens. Am I the asshole? No.
So, my answer is consistent with my blanket answer, I think. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. To anyone who has ever or will ever play in any of my games, if you pull any of that bullshit, you will be gone after the first fucking session. I will not have that. That is... Oh my god. Okay, now, here's something I wanted to touch on, is character creation. Okay? That there, what he was describing, is exactly why you need to do one-on-ones for character creation. Exactly. It doesn't matter who you're playing with. It doesn't matter how experienced they are. You need to do one-on-ones because not only does it help, even if like they're a veteran player, they will forget shit over time. So if you do the one-on-ones, you're helping them memorize shit. You're helping you remember shit. Plus, it gives you that extra advantage of who all the player characters are before that first session starts. You can plan accordingly. You can ask Tink, you can ask Jayde, you can ask any fucking body at my table. Every single game we run, I do one-on-ones for character creation with everyone, no exceptions.
Another good reason for no matter how long you've been playing to do the one-on-one character creations is even veteran players forget things from time to time. And I don't want to name drop here and make anyone feel like we're bullying them, but we have one player who, for a very long time, if they tried to roll their character on their own, they rolled their stats with d20s.
No, we name drop and pick on Tank. We have to do it for the rest. She's talking about Strife. Strife would roll his stats with d20s, and I always had to be like, no, that's not how you do it.
And, like, especially now.
I think he's got it down now.
Yeah.
But I still do one-on-ones. That's another reason. Like I said earlier, a lot of times people forget character creation mechanics. So doing one-on-ones keeps the GM familiar with the rules, and it refamiliarizes the player with the rules. And the main thing is, you know who they're playing, you know what they can do, and you don't have all this motherfuckers showing up at the table. Oh, I'm a blend of 4 different races, and my shit's homebrew, and I don't know any of my spells.
And a lot of times, depending on the game you're playing, it helps the GM to be able to incorporate you into the plot, or get certain things that you may not be using in other games. Like, for example, with my Stranger Things game, everybody had to tell me what their favorite song was and what their biggest fear was. And that's not something you normally do in Call of Cthulhu, but I needed it for the plot. I needed it for the story and for certain mechanics. And for me, learning how to GM, I didn't want to mess up helping the others with their character creations as much as possible, so I did it with him first. That way I could give them proper one-on-one character creations.
Yeah, because at first you had the way to roll the stats and shit wrong. And I was like, no, you don't roll that and then use it for all 3 of these. You roll that for all 3 of these. And you're like, oh, I need to tell Strife to redo this.
I felt so bad too. But, doing the one-on-ones, it helps the players, it helps the GMs, it helps the new players to have somebody to show them the ropes, and it helps new GMs to familiarize themselves with working with their players.
Like, once again, fucking shouting out Seth Skorkowski. He's always said, he's on record as saying the best way, in his opinion, to learn a new system is to create a character for it. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the exact wording of that statement, but I agree with the spirit of that statement, in such that I don't think it's the best way to learn the system, but I do think going through the character creation process,
it familiarizes
helps you
with how
make
to
sense
do it.
with what these numbers are, what they mean, and how they interact with the mechanics.
Like when Nitro tells me about a new system he's found, the first thing he does is he gives me an idea of the setting and how it works, and then he'll break down, well, this is how the mechanic works, and then he'll be like, I have this game for it. Do you want to roll up a character with me? See if you like it. And you're going to play it. Or do you want to play it? If so, we can go ahead and roll up your character since we've got the time. That way you can get an idea for it before we sit down.
Yeah, we never do character creation at Session 0. Character creation is done weeks, if not months in advance.
Usually our Session 0 is establishing boundaries and shit, yes, but also establishing the world and getting our characters introduced.
We normally have at least like 1 or 2 hours of RP at the end of Session 0. Matter of fact, we're as soon as we run through this finale for her campaign, we're jumping back into Misfits and Magic. We're doing part 2, and we are going to be running the the holiday special as our Session 0. So, but it's like maybe 2-3 hours.
Like, I've got 2 campaigns that I'm working on outlines for to let the players choose between for my next campaign. And both of those will have a Session 0. And what that'll be is
My next campaign's another fucking reboot.
Yeah. Um, what that'll be in my games is essentially, we'll do the character creation ahead of time, one-on-ones, and then at session 0, we'll start with, okay, so what are everybody's boundaries, let's get an idea. Does anybody have questions about your character sheets? Does anyone have questions about the mechanics so far? All right, let's
set the world, make sure the characters are established. Like, we don't necessarily do like intro scenes and shit, but I want us to go around the table and, like, out of character as the players, just describe who we're going to be playing and a little bit about them.
That way we're not completely caught off guard session 1. So, like, for example,
because normally
Fantasy
for
High.
my session 1's how it starts is I do about 5-10 minutes of narration to just set the world, and then I give each of you a 5-minute intro scene, and then I throw you all together and go, what do you do?
Right, like, we didn't do a session 0 for Stranger Things.
No.
But what I did was I did the one-on-ones with everybody, and then when we started session 1, I set the scene a little bit, which I didn't have to do a whole lot of that because most everybody knows what Stranger Things is. You were, and Nexus were the only ones that watched the show. You were the only one that had finished the show other than me. But everybody knew the gist of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And the most I really had to explain was, all right, so we're in small town USA, Hawkins, Indiana. And we opened up with everybody's little intro scenes before school. And
you totally stole that from me.
I did. And we established, you guys, these characters have all grown up in this town together and know each other. You guys are all in this game group together.
Except for Strife, he's the
You're
new
the
kid.
new kid. And I asked, I had asked Strife, at the apartment, I was like, we're going to have to figure out how to get you at their game night because that's where we're open. That's what it was. That's where we're opening up session 1.
I think we established that.
And Tink was like, I'll invite her. And I was like, okay. So we opened up at that game table, and I was like, all right, so you guys have all known each other your whole lives. You two have been close growing up because of your dads. You were invited by Zoe over here to come play this game. So let's get into it. And because of what the setting was, I tossed it to him, and I was like, what's happening in their game master? Or gamekeeper?
Matter of fact, and here's the cool thing about that is even in character, I was trying to rope in the new character.
Yep.
Because we picked it up at, like, the
final combat,
in that adventure, and he called on Strife's character to go first. So.
And then after that, for the next morning, I did y'all's little personal to get a glimpse of what you guys are typically like in your day-to-day lives before all the shit goes wild.
Alright, next story. But no, I don't think that guy was the asshole. I think the players were assholes in that scenario.
Especially if
What do you guys think?
Insinuate to your game master that you know this stuff and you know what you're doing, and then they have to teach you from jump.
Yeah. All I'm saying, that a boo-boo on the GM's part. All of that could have been avoided if he did one-on-one character creations.
Alright, so Tink, are you still watching?
Someone's in here.
I think she is, but I want to make sure. Because she didn't get the start of the last one. So this is another Am I the Asshole? And the way we do Am I the Assholes, Nitro has declared.
I decided.
This
is how we're doing it, I decided.
Hashtag shout out Ryan George. So essentially, we read the title, because the title is the Am I the Asshole question. We say what we think the answer to the Am I the Asshole question is based off the title.
No context.
And then we'll answer it again after the story when we have context.
And then we'll see if our answers match up. For that one, my answers matched up pretty consistently.
Same.
That doesn't happen often.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Agreed.
The players were asking. Yes,
well,
yes they were.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read this one. Tink, you're also going to throw your initial vote in of it if
We
they're
need
the
a
asshole.
yes or no based on this question with zero context before reading the story. Hit it.
Am I the asshole for not going to a TTRPG session because I don't want to?
I want to say no blanketly. I mean, if it's not something you're interested in, you shouldn't be forced to do it.
Here's my deal. I'm gonna say yes blanketly. My reasoning is because they specify session, and to me that screams you're already in a campaign, and if you're not going to a campaign that your group is gonna need you at,
Again, you're using context. You're not going off
that's
just how
what
it's
that
worded.
just how that's worded is what it says to me.
But you're reading context into it. You can't do that.
I can't help it. I'm a reader and a writer.
Well, you're gonna have
my
to.
brain is wired.
You have to ignore that side of yourself.
I'm still gonna keep yes as my answer because I feel
think
like
Tink said yes too.
I feel like it's better if we have different sides going
Alright.
on here.
Let's hear it.
So we'll see which one of us either changes or stays by the end of it. I think that's a good way
We
to
might
do it.
both change.
Right? We disagree a lot. For all the shit we have in common, we disagree a lot. I think it's a sibling thing. We just have to fight. Say what? What do you mean, say what?
The question is OP the asshole for not going to an RPG session because they, quote, didn't feel like it?
Didn't want to.
Same thing. Yes or no? Without any context.
If your next comment is why, I'm calling you out for another Tink question.
Okay, we'll see. No!
You
have to give a
say,
blanket yes or no before we have any context.
I'm going to read the question verbatim again, and you're going to say yes or no, your initial gut instinct.
And then we're going to give a blanket yes or no at the beginning, and then after we get...
Okay, so are you saying yes, they're the asshole?
I think that's what she's saying.
Because she said, I don't think that's a good enough reason. So that tells me that her blanket yes or no would be yes.
Her original was yes, it looks like.
So, me and Tink think OP is the asshole. Nitro thinks they're not. We're going to find out who's right. Basically, I was supposed to go to a session today an hour ago. This is from a month ago, by the way. Thing is, I'm really not in the vibe to do that for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I already don't like the system we're using. Avatar Legends.
Okay, so you were right. They are already in a campaign. So that's 1 point against them. Here's what I'm going to do for this one. Check it.
Yes and no. A-hole, not a-hole. Love it.
So we have 1 point against them for there.
I don't know Avatar Legends.
I don't
know
either.
if that's based off the blue avatars or Avatar The Last Airbender.
I think it's Last Airbender because they have a spin-off series called Legend of Korra.
So, I guess we're going to find out as we read this. I don't like the system we're using, Avatar Legends, because it basically only uses a stat that I don't have anything in for every check.
Okay.
Sorry, I read that in the wrong flow, so I misunderstood it for a second, so I reread it. Most of the time I don't mind it, but it's annoying. Secondly, we do this almost every week, and my friends live really far from me. I've suggested online sessions, but I was dismissed, so I always have to pay a lot in Uber to go there. Bus doesn't pass through my area, if I'm not mistaken. We've done sessions in my house, but the distance is the same, so instead of me getting fucked, they're all paying a lot to go to my house. I also just want to stay with my family today, because my country is going to be playing in the World Cup. The time wouldn't overlap with it if I did go, but I'd probably get home a bit later. As I said, I want to stay with my family. I told my friends that they could do this session without me, but they all kind of told me I was being an asshole for not wanting to go. Then I said that I can't control my want to go. What I can control is if I do go and if I did. I wouldn't be really into the role play, which isn't fun for anyone. The DM told me about commitment and agreement and the fact that I'm not being committed to the session, which I feel like is a big dramatization. Still, I feel bad, but not enough to actually go. It seems that the RPG is much more important to them than it is to me. So maybe I've answered my own question, but I want to know what other people think. Edit. I should clarify a thing I forgot to put in the post, but yesterday I said that I didn't really want to go to the session today. So the DM asked me if I liked the system and still wanted to play the campaign. I said no to both of those things initially, and so she asked me how she should kill my character in-game since I'm not going to play it anymore. After a couple of messages, I said I wanted to give it a chance and said that I would play today to give it one more shot. So maybe they're upset because I said I'd play it yesterday and changed my mind today. Still, that wasn't messaged to me by anyone, so I'm not sure. Also, it wasn't a 1 hour notice. I told the DM 3 hours before the session would happen. I made a post 1 hour after it started without me.
3 hours. Yeah, he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, look, dude. Look.
I understand not being into the game like you thought you would be.
I have two very big criteria for my change of heart on this. Okay? Number one, you're already an established campaign that you promised your GM you would be there for that session. Number two, you cancel 3 fucking hours before the session starts. I'm sorry, no. You obviously do not understand how much fucking work your GM put into that. Sister, what's our minimum time if you have to cancel a session that I need to be notified?
Unless it's an emergency, 5 days. That is our table rule because we have to be able to come up with something for the rest of the players.
Because most of the games we run are tailored to the characters.
Even if we take just a basic campaign out of a book, we always try to make the games include 5 days, Tink. It's not 2 anymore. Remember the table rule sheet. It used to be 2 days, but it was just way too hard to come up with a one-shot and get everything ready in that time.
Yep.
So we extended it to 5 days, unless it's an emergency. Emergencies happen. Hell, we were getting ready, what was that, session 4? We were getting ready for. Mella was leaving her house for it.
That was session 3.
Was it session 3?
She came back for session 4.
Yeah. Session 3, she was leaving her house to go get food and get on the road to come here. And her car started fucking up, and she couldn't drive it. And the first thing she did was get a hold of me. Honey, I am so sorry. This is what's going on. And I was like, hey, it's okay. Emergencies happen. Thank you for letting me know. I'll figure it out. Nexus. They were having some issues going on in their lives at home. And Nexus got a hold of me on a Monday. The Monday before game day. And he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it Saturday. He's like, I want to, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. If not, I will let you know. But I was like, yeah, just let me know by like Friday. You know, I understand because I knew what he had going on. And if I have to, I'll figure it out.
But yeah, 3 hours.
That's
no.
And it's not even for an emergency. It's I just don't want to.
Like what Ting said. Even back in the day when I had first started actual
that's why I
shit
reminded
like that. You. Even then, I was like, I need 2 days. You know.
And
3 hours. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Now I understand. You know. When your GM hypes up a game and you're like, okay, but then you don't end up liking it. That's cool. He talked to his GM beforehand and he was like, hey, you know, I'm just really not liking this one. And that's awesome. Be honest about it. But when the GM was like, okay, well, if you're not interested in this campaign, how do you want me to go about taking you out? I want your input since it's your character. How do you want me to go about taking you out? You should have been
And-
like, oh, well, let's do it this way. Not, you know what, I'll come back tomorrow.
What it was is he didn't want to play, but he didn't want his character to die. That's what it was.
What it was he wanted to play, he just didn't want to play that campaign. And when he found out if he didn't play the campaign, he couldn't play at all, the GM wouldn't change it, he was like, oh, yeah, I'll play.
And then just ghosted him. Fuck that guy. Alright, we might have time for one more. Get a real good one.
Trying to find a really super good one.
You better hurry. We got 10 minutes.
Let's go over here. Here we go. Posted 5 months ago in RPG Horror Stories. Getting my party to create their characters is like pulling teeth.
Oh, I feel you. What? No, I don't think you have. I think the most notice you've ever given us is 2 weeks, and even then your husband wasn't aware until right then.
Well, she did tell me about this last game day. She was, but it was only 2 weeks.
That's what
she
I
had told
said.
me about something she had going on that day, and we were just pushing it back for her. But then we ended up not being able to play last weekend, anyways.
Yeah. But even like, yeah, that's the one. It wasn't no month. And none of y'all ever gave me a month's notice for nothing.
Even
Okay.
me.
No, that was a 2 weeks. That was not a month.
Ready?
Yep.
I guess I'm more so looking for advice about the situation I find myself in, or wondering if anyone has experienced anything similar. I want to see how close this is to what you go through.
Yeah,
Or what we go through now.
I can name, without even thinking about it, 2 of our players that it's damn near impossible to tack down to do character creation. Continue.
Strife and Nexus. What is Strife and Mellow?
You're only half right on both of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the other one? I know who the first one is. Tink. See, the one person I have no problem getting character creation done with is you. Tink always leaves her stuff in the van. Strife, it's impossible to get him to
Anything.
sit with me for a minute. And then when I finally do, I'm just like, okay, let's just get it all done. Let's just get it all done. Mella's work schedule, she works nights, so it's hard to catch her between work and sleep.
Yeah, but I rely on you to work that scheduling
Yeah.
out for me.
And with Nexus, you know, he's just got too much going on to be able to play a lot.
Like, I don't see him finishing out this.
You know who ain't been in this bitch? Doyen.
Fuck you at, nephew. Don't message him, read the story.
I am.
We got 5 minutes.
Alright.
You're wasting time.
I'm starting a new 13th Age campaign as the director, parentheses GM. I have 6 players in my game, all close friends of varying game experience, who have mostly played together in other TTRPGs, although none of us have played 13th Age before, so we're all going to learn together. What? Strife says hi. What up, Strife?
Woo.
They all expressed a great interest in my campaign idea and seemed very excited to receive an invite once I built up the Discord server. We're all spread around the country, so we play exclusively online. But now that it's time to actually build their characters and discuss party dynamics, talk about possible backgrounds and connections with the icons, every single one of them are dragging their feet, and I just don't understand it. Every question I ask takes an entire day to get a response, at the very least. Oh, okay.
I'm telling you. I'll be like, I need answer to this question. And then a week later, I didn't get a message.
Or you have days later after you've gotten the answer. Nitro's trying to get a hold of you. Some take several days, and I have to keep prodding them with thoughts, or do you have any ideas for what you're leaning towards, or other such messages. I've been working with them individually, trying to push them along for over 3 weeks now, and only 2 of the 6 of them even have their stats rolled up. The rest only just settled on kin and classes, the very first things to decide on. Plus, every attempt I've made to initiate a conversation in the party channel have been met with crickets. I could understand busy schedules, but I find it unbelievable that all 6 of them can't make time to flip through the hero's handbook, skim the various kin and classes, and pick one they like. I have no idea where their enthusiasm went. I'm afraid to say anything about my frustrations, though, because several of them tend to be avoidant when it comes to uncomfortable conversations or being made to feel guilty, and I don't want them to be like, if you're going to pressure me, I'll just drop out. I guess I'll just have to push through and keep gently prodding them, and hopefully, once the first session comes around, things will pick up.
No, you need to find new players.
Yep.
That's what you need to do.
The first comment, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you don't have a play group right now. You have a group of people who really like the idea of playing. It's kind of like when you sit down to play a video game, but then cannot actually boot up the game. This can be for a host of reasons, but at this point, it should be plainly clear that these people do not want to play.
Yeah, because if they did, they would be excited about their character. You need to just find 6 new people.
Oh god, that one sounds awful. New player likes child NPC a little too much.
No.
That's fucked.
No.
I would kick someone out of my game.
Right?
What?
That's what I say. Need to find new players.
If someone did that in my game, they would not be coming back.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
No. Alright, well, hey, let's talk about that one a little bit while we got a couple
Read that
minutes.
title.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response. So, do you have tips on getting players excited to create their character?
Honestly, the only thing that really helped me get everybody to focus up and take the time to go through it with me, was I'd go through whoever was ready first. Like I started with you.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got down to the only one left and was waiting, I was blunt with it. If we don't do this tonight, I cannot write notes and you cannot play.
It's just, you shouldn't have to reach that point. It's sad.
Which I told everyone from the jump I was going to be a little more strict and blunt with things. And it seemed to help me.
You don't want to go too far with that, though, because you will push people away.
Well, like I said, I'm not trying to be a bitch. But if I have to wait too long, then yeah, I've got to be blunt with, hey, if this doesn't happen, we cannot play.
I'm not talking about just that in particular. I'm just talking about overall strictness at the table. Sometimes you have to.
Be a little. I
You
think
gotta
I've
let
done
the
well with
leash out a
balancing
couple
it.
times.
I think I've done well.
I don't know. There's been a couple times where I was like, "Hey, you just quit cracking down on them so hard." It's like anytime any conversation will pop up, you'd be like, "Hey, y'all," and I'm like, "You gotta let them sidebar every once in a while."
And we do.
We didn't. Not that session. We weren't
That
allowed.
session, I was trying to eliminate as many sidebars as possible because I already had way too much shit to get y'all through in order to be on time for the finale.
All I'm saying is,
Because the last session before that was 90% sidebars.
all I'm saying, not allowing for sidebars at all, which is what happened that session, quickly will result in people going, well, if they're running, I don't want to play because they're an asshole when I try to have fun. Like, you gotta let them run a little. They're like dogs. You have to let them run around in the backyard.
Gotta
for a
burn
little
some
bit.
energy. Speaking of burning.
I agree, cracking down on sidebars is a good idea, but there's got to be like about like they have to have them.
But no, my only tip for the character creation, getting people to do it, it I give so much time with like
And
nicely
at some point, you
being,
have to be a dick
yeah,
about
I
it.
give so much time of, waiting for them to be ready and nicely being like, hey, do you think you'll be ready to do this tonight? Or hey, don't forget when you're available, let me know so we can do such and such.
Right.
But after so long, especially with the kind of games we run where your players play into the plot in certain aspects and have character growth, at some point I've got to be like, hey, if we don't do this, I'm going to have to write it and run it without you in it.
Because I will prep full scenes just for a particular character. So if they're not going to be there, there's a whole fucking 30, 40 minutes just gone. Speaking of which, Tank, when are you going to get with me about Sleeping Beauty?
Oh my goodness. So,
However, we are past our runtime.
real quick, while she's here, I
Mhm.
want her to see you laugh at her for a second.
Again?
Yes.
She's already seen that.
So she's having the issues with trying to get some things fixed on her vehicle so she can come play.
Yeah, I noticed you were driving earlier. I was like, good call.
So we're at her mom's, and we're talking about it. And she's talking about how long it's going to be before she's able to play because of the things she's got to get fixed, right? And the biggest problem is that headlight. She can't drive at night, right? So I'm like, or her mom goes, why don't you try to get like one or two things fixed at a time so you can do more stuff? And she didn't hear her because she was talking to our nephew. And I was like, hey, she's got a point. And I said it again. And she goes, I didn't even think of that. She was focusing on getting everything done in one hit.
Oh, no, that's going to be thousands of dollars. You can't do that.
And we're like, she said, what the fuck? What now?
Probably Friday. Can't do shit this weekend. I'm going on vacation.
You know that. That's the whole reason I'm here.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason you were like, hey, call your brother yesterday. So now you can laugh at her for that too.
We're
But
leaving.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we leave Friday morning.
She was like, but I've still got, I was like, honey, you can just do the headlight by itself first. And then do the other later. And she goes,
Yeah, because I'm not putting off gaming for months on end again. So
no, and we've got
if
too many games coming up.
As much as it sucks, if it comes down to where you two ain't gonna be able to make it for months, then I'm just gonna prep something different to run in the meantime. I'm not doing this 6 months at a time without gaming no more.
But,
But that's it for
do you
this
have
episode.
any tips? You have more GM experience than I do.
I'm just right there. It's like, hey, if you want to play, I need your stuff
She said, I
done
understand.
at a certain time, and I'm going to do character creation with you. And if certain people, or any of them, or all of them, are clearly not interested in doing their character creation, then I am clearly not interested in playing with them. It's that simple.
If
I will replace you so fucking fast.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've got 2 campaign ideas for my next campaign. And I'm not just going to be one of those gyms that's like, hey, this is what I'm running, so this is what you're going to play. I want to give y'all... There's 2 that I have working ideas for that I am excited to run. But I'm letting the players vote. You know, that way it's player choice of what we play. Majority rules.
That's how I've always done it.
But if I start prepping something that I am excited to run, and everybody says that they're really eager for it, but then it comes to that and everybody is like, you know, I'm really not too excited about it, and I get that from everybody, I'm just going to run a different game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, caveat would be like...
Again, he's busy this weekend on vacation.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything until, at the very least, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Um,
She said, or Saturday
yeah,
for character
I see
creation.
What the fuck was I saying?
I had made the statement, if everybody...
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my... Because
She
for the
said,
longest
"Duh,
time,
Tim."
I put everything. I would pitch a campaign, and it would be up to the players if we did it or not. And I would only run what they would do. I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, you know what? There's a few campaigns I've really been looking forward to that I haven't... A few systems I haven't been able to run that I really want to because people weren't interested in it. So I'm at a point now where I'm like, if I get excited... Like, if you're playing in my game, you're playing what I'm prepping. That's just how it's going to be.
And there's...
The caveat is, if I pitch a campaign and clearly no one wants to play it, I'm not going to force them to play that. But, like what you were saying, if people show interest, then that's what I'm running.
And see, I have a lot of ideas that I am really excited about that I think if the players tried it out, they would really enjoy it, and I could give them a good game. Then I want to continue doing what I'm planning on doing and letting y'all vote between those options first. You know what I mean? And see
Yeah, I
what's
think
capturing
too,
attention.
Though you don't want to run the risk of, well, I think if you gave it a shot, you would like it, so we're going to do this. And then, because the minute you do that for a game they're not excited about, the only thing that's going to be running through their
She
head...
said, I guess next Friday.
That's going to be running through their head that whole fucking game is how you force them to play a game they didn't want to play.
And
They're not going to be able... They're not going to mentally be capable of having a good time with it.
And again, that's why I'm setting it up for, you know, give everybody this outline of what it's like
what I'm
and
saying.
let them vote on which one captures their interest.
What I'm saying is if you're doing it like that, where it's like options, you're going to have more options than 2. Because you're going to run into a point where no one's excited in either of those options. So you're going to need more than 2. Like, if you're going to give
I just
options,
figured if y'all don't want either one, I'll come up with more. But for right now, those are the only 2 I have ideas for. Other than the Hogwarts thing. But until we do that one shot, I don't know if y'all are going to want to.
When I give options, it's always like 3 or 4. The only times I've ever given only 2 options is if it's either a campaign that y'all have already expressed interest in, or if it's a sequel to a campaign that we've already done.
Right. You don't want to put all of that in the comments.
Yeah.
That's way too
personal. Don't put your
personal.
personal info in. But we're gonna go ahead and get off
that
of
you
here.
could have just called us for later.
Yeah. So, we're not gonna have a game this week or next week. Well, I don't know about next week. Probably.
This week for sure. No.
Yeah.
Which this wasn't a game week anyways.
Last week was, but
Last
we had
week
to put that
was.
off. So
I am hoping to be back
yeah.
on schedule next week.
So Tink and Strife had transportation issues, and I'm going on vacation this week. That's why we've gone. It'll be probably a month with no game diet.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Tink and Strife. If we can't do the finale next week, I'm gonna come up with and run a one shot. That way, you and Mella and possibly Doyen can play.
We've already discussed that. If that comes to it, I'm running Alien.
That's right.
You've already agreed.
Here's what we'll do is...
And Mella seemed excited for it.
Mella loves Alien Predators. But what we'll do is, until they get at least their headlight done...
Plan for that.
Whatever game days they can't make, you and I will take turns running one shots.
Cool.
That way, me, you, Mella, and Doyen get the chance to play. And maybe even Nexus if he's able. I don't think he will be with everything going on, but he might.
Probably not. But that's it for this episode. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. I'll try to let you know what's going on in a post or something, either here on Facebook. Check it out. Like, subscribe, all that good shit.
And go subscribe to Sadistic Circus.
Even though, she sucks. No, I'm playing. She's got some pretty dope shit on there. Go check it out.
Got more coming.
But until then.
Whoop,
Whoop,
whoop.
whoop.
Last word.